Good morning, Coyotes. This is Miss Olivia, and what's different behind me? It looks like circle time, but I am having circle time at my house today because unfortunately we can't be at Stepping Stones, but I still really want to be with you. So I sure miss you guys, and I'm gonna let you know what we're gonna do for circle time today. Follow me. All right, Coyotes, so here's our circle time routine, and you can help teach your parents at home what we normally do for circle time. So first of all, we'll go through our expectations like we normally do. We're gonna talk about who's missing, which is really everyone, so we might do this a little different today. We're gonna read a special book, and I really wanted to start with our bucket filling book this week. And then we'll have a special song and a little bit of movement at home as well. And you can have some fun with your parents and me today. All right, Coyotes, remember our expectations and let's teach it to our parents. Ready? Eyes are watching, ears are listening, voices quiet, bodies calm. Raise your hand. This is how we listen. This is how we listen at circle time, at circle time. You ready to try it with me? Eyes are watching, ears are listening, voices quiet, bodies calm. Raise your hand. This is how we listen. This is how we listen at circle time, at circle time. All right, friends, so you can see our Coyote list. The next thing on our circle time, we're gonna do who's missing today, and we're just gonna change it a little bit. So I'm gonna read through all of our friends in our Coyote group today, every single name, and then at the very end, we'll give 5 big claps, because guess what? I'm missing you all today, and we're all missing each other. So let's just do 5 big claps at the end, and then teach our parents our special We Wish You Well song, okay? All right, friends, ready? Ellie, Elodie, Grace, Gus, Hadley, Henny, Oakley, Porter, Ruby, and Rylan. And we miss everyone today, so let's do 5 big claps. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 big one, 5. Okay, now take your right hand. We're gonna place it over our heart like we normally do, and we'll sing our special song because we're missing everybody today, okay? We're really missing each other. So, Coyotes, you ready? We wish you well, we wish you well. All day long at school today, we wish you well. Awesome job. All right, Coyotes, it is time for our story time. And this morning we're going to read How Full Is Your Bucket for kids. I say that, parents, because there is an adult version out there if you Google it. But How Full Is Your Bucket? And if I open it up, it's written by Tom Rath and Mary Reckmeyer, illustrated by Mari J. Manning. And this is a pretty famous book at Stepping Stones. We all love it. The kids really enjoy this one. So, here's our book. Felix was putting one of the last blocks on his tower when his little sister came in. I want to build with you, she said. Felix scowled. Go away, you're too little. Was that kind, Coyotes? I'm big. Stay back, you'll knock it over. I can be very careful. Go play with your baby toys, Anna. Look at Anna's face here. This is how she's feeling right now, right? There was a picture of Felix and she colored it in and scratched it over. Thwack! She did knock down the tower. Grandpa! Grandpa shook his head. Felix, you just dipped from your sister's bucket. Like everyone else, Anna has an invisible bucket. When it's empty, she feels bad. But when it's full, she feels great. Didn't you ever notice your own bucket? Invisible bucket? Sometimes Felix couldn't quite tell when his grandfather was joking. But the next morning, when Felix woke up, there it was, a small gray bucket floating above his head. When Felix came down to have breakfast, his mom was in a hurry. "I've got a meeting this morning and it's almost time to go. Anna, sit still." Do you see what's happening here, Coyotes, too? What's gonna happen? Felix slipped and choco wheat scattered across the floor. "Felix," yelled his mom, "you should have used the stool to reach that." Felix could feel his bucket tip and big invisible drips spill out. Oops, here they go, spilling here. Drip, drip. "Ha ha," Anna laughed as she crunched the cereal with her shoe. Drip. "Get the broom and clean that up before you miss the bus," scolded Mom. With the school bus honking, Felix quickly swept up the choco wheats and grabbed the last blueberry muffin. But before he could even take one bite, Buster jumped up and grabbed the muffin from his hand. Drip. His bucket, it just keeps dripping, right? "Hey, look at Felix's new backpack. My baby brother has one just like that." Drip. Psst, shh, shh, Felix, psst, psst. These kids here are whispering, right? Remember what we say about whispering, Coyotes? We don't like whispering at school. Look, his bucket drips again. "Watch out, shrimp." Drip. Remember we talked about that? It's kind of a way of saying someone's tiny or small. It was still morning and Felix's bucket felt almost empty. He's barely got any water left, Coyotes. Look at his face. Remember what we talked about? That face does not look happy because he's got an empty bucket almost, right? As he watched his classmates walk into the room, he secretly hoped they would trip and fall. That's what it feels like when you have an empty bucket. You really start kind of feeling mean or bad things sometimes and are really sad. Felix slumped in his seat and waited for something else bad to happen. Mrs. Bumpernickel walked slowly up to his desk and handed him a paper. He could hardly bear to look. "Felix, you wrote a wonderful story. Would you please share it with the class?" Felix grinned and felt a big drop land right in his bucket. Drop. And here he is, class. Here he is, Coyotes. And says the class grew quiet and they laughed at all the right places and oohed at the scary parts. And when Phoenix finally read the end, everyone clapped, even Emily, who sat next to him and didn't usually like dinosaurs. Felix felt a whole shower of drops land in his bucket. Maybe the day wouldn't be so bad after all. If we look at the picture as he's reading the story, he's got drop, plop, drop, 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 and lots of drops of water are going in his bucket as it's being filled up. All his friends smiling and laughing at his story. And here he is eating with a friend. Drop. Here he is outside. It says team captains today are Veronica and Felix. Drop. Here's Felix. He's painting. Nice cow. It's a dog. Well, nice colors there, Felix. You got complimented, right? Drop. Cool laser ant backpack, Felix, said another friend. Drop. By afternoon, Felix's bucket was nearly full. Look how full his bucket is. And look how he's noticing everybody else's buckets too. Right, Coyotes? At recess, when he looked around, Felix suddenly realized that his grandpa was right. Everyone else had a bucket too. Here's another picture. It says, "Let me help you." It looks like Felix is helping a teacher. Drop, drop. Here's your baseball. dude. And they both get a drop in their bucket again. He's sitting on a bench. He says, "Hi, I'm Felix. First day?" "Yes, I'm Amir." Drop, drop. So he keeps filling up, and look, he just filled up their new friend's bucket too. Here's Felix's bucket, almost overflowing, right? The strange thing was that for every drop he helped put in someone else's bucket, he felt another drop in his own bucket. Isn't that special, Coyotes? We talk about that a lot. When Felix burst in the door after school, he shouted, "You were right, Grandpa! I do have a bucket, and I understand how it works." Then he saw Anna's torn doll. "Bad dog," he almost scolded. But then he thought, dogs might have invisible buckets too. "Your doll will be okay, Anna," said Felix. "Mom will fix her." Here's Anna going, "Wah!" She's really upset, right? I think her doll might be missing an arm here by the doggy. Until then, do you want to help me build the tallest building in the world with my blocks? And so they did. Look how big that is, Coyotes. And do you see how full their buckets are when they play together? And when Felix is being nice to Anna and they're both getting along? Overflowing, right? And that is how full is your bucket. Hi parents, just a couple of extension activities I was thinking with how full is your bucket. One thing I do with the kids at school is we have a jar that we fill up with pom-poms for every time we fill someone's bucket. You can do this at home. You could get a cup, you could get any jar that you have, whatever supplies you have at home, and you don't have to use pom-poms. You could do cotton balls, you could do marshmallows, you could do anything, any supplies that you have, if it's like little items from a toy, anything that's visual that they can just place an item in the jar every time they fill someone's bucket in, whether it's a sibling, whether it's your bucket, you could just really participate in that at home, and I think it will really, help you out and help them as well. And then another thing, if you didn't want to do a jar, we've done it a couple of different ways at school. You could just do a little sticker chart. Just write on a piece of paper, and if you've got more, like the Coyote plus your child, and then if you have any of the siblings, write their names down. Every time you spot them or they spot each other filling each other's buckets up, place a sticker on it, or just place a dot or a star with a pen, and that's really simple with supplies that you can have at home, but it's just really great to have a visual representation of it. And then with the Coyotes, when we do fill our bucket, I have like different levels where we do something special, like it could be like a fun movie for you at home, or some extra screen time, or fun treat, reward, whatever it is. We do all different kinds of things. So that's something to think about as well. So there's lots of different ways. I will send you an email as well, but there's also like just so many supplies out there online as well for different activities. You could make buckets and with construction paper or just paper and decorate them. There's a lot of really neat activities out there. So I hope you can enjoy some at home. All right, thank you. All right, Coyotes, now it's time for some song, a little bit of dance, just get you moving again and join in at home, and feel free to add in some extra movements at the end of the song as well, because this song could just keep going and you can just have a lot of fun. So, all right, 1, 2, 3. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands, clap, clap. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet, stomp, stomp. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet, stomp, stomp. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, turn around. If you're happy and you know it, turn around. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, turn around. If you're happy and you know it, stretch up high, stretch, stretch. If you're happy and you know it, stretch up high. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, stretch up high. If you're happy and you know it, wiggle your hips. If you're happy and you know it, wiggle your hips. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, wiggle your hips. Add more verses with your parents. Think of more movements and just have fun. All right, see you later. All right, Coyotes, it is time for some movement. So have a little bit of space at home, create some space, and we're gonna be looking at our ocean movement cards today. I'm gonna just pick out a handful of some of our favorites. So to start us off, I wanna see you all jumping like a dolphin. Jump around like a dolphin, jump around like a dolphin, jump around like a dolphin. Now, jiggle like a jellyfish. Show your parents those silly jellyfish. Jiggle like a jellyfish. You can go, jiggle like a jellyfish. Jiggle like a jellyfish. Okay, what do you think? This one was a really fun one. Crawl like a crab. And remember, we learned that crabs crawl sideways. So let's see you crawling like a crab. You have to crawl like a crab, sideways. Crawl like a crab, crawl like a crab. Good job, bud. I want you to get those pinches out, but you cannot pinch anyone, remember? But you can move around pinching like a lobster. So we're gonna get our pinches out and we're gonna move around and we're gonna try and pinch, but we're not allowed to pinch people, okay? So pinch, pinch, pinch like a lobster. Pinch, pinch, pinch. For this next one, you need a little bit of space because I know the coyotes love to go around on the floor and slither like an eel. Slither around like an eel. Move around. Slither around like an eel. All right. And this one is a fun one. Let's wiggle like an octopus. I want to see you wiggling like an octopus. Octopus got 8 legs. Wiggle around, float around like an octopus. Good job, Ziki. Good job, bud. Let's go around the room. Let's swish like a fish. So we're gonna swish around like we're fishing. You can move high, you can move low. You can swish around like you're swimming in the sea, right? And how about the last one for today? Let's get our chompers out, because I know a lot of you really like sharks. Let's chomp like a shark. Moving around, Get those chompers out, All right, Coyotes, I hope you enjoyed some movement and keep getting out and getting outside when you can and having dance parties like you like to do and just do as much movement as you can and join me for another day of circle time. All right, bye-bye, Coyotes. Thank you, Coyotes and parents, for joining me today. I know this is just a little different. We're all definitely adjusting and it's just a crazy time, but we want to just make it really fun for the kids. So please look for more videos and just continue to watch. I'll be making some videos with our Max and Ruby segment, some fun lessons, maybe some science experiments, more circle time, definitely some more story time as well. But if you have requests on like maybe a set of movement or a song or activity, please don't hesitate to leave that in the comments. And also if you want to hit the button subscribe at the top of your screen so that you get to see every time a new video is posted to our Stepping Stones YouTube channel. I want to thank many of you parents and the board for making this possible as well to just have the videos available. We want to stay connected with our families and just really make it fun for the kids during this time. So thank you, and I look forward to seeing you again. Bye-bye.